All right, guys, here's another BG perspective. As always, leave a comment down below, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can get notified every time we upload.
You want to hear a really fucked up story? So I'm in the process of getting divorced, and it's not final yet. But the nail in the coffin was 1 year ago today, after I confirmed that I was getting divorced, which I had all these red flags popping up that I figured out my husband was a covert narcissist, and he was lying and manipulating myself and my children. He says, "We're definitely getting divorced, right?" And I said, "Yes, we have to." And he said, "Well, I have something else to tell you." And when someone tells you this, it's like an automatic punch in the gut. You're like, crap, what's he going to unload? And it was exactly even worse than what you would think. He told me that the Thanksgiving after my dad died in 2009, when we were all at my mom's house to support her so she wouldn't be alone, that my mom tried to have sex with him. So how do you take that, right? That's some messed up information. He said he didn't tell me about it because he thought I would divorce him, but nothing happened. Now, I kept saying to him, if nothing happened, why would you think I would divorce you? And he didn't have an answer for it, because I wouldn't divorce him if nothing happened. So something obviously happened. Confronted my mother. She told me the opposite. She said that they were really drunk. He was making her drinks. They were drinking Captain and Cokes, whatever. My kids were asleep upstairs. I just started a job working night shift. So I went to work, had Thanksgiving dinner, went to work. These two are yucking it up, drinking. He goes into her bedroom and tells her, now that my dad is gone, my father, he's going to take care of her. And he went in and took off her nightgown, and she didn't stop him. The thing that she also said is that they didn't have sex. We didn't have sex because he was so drunk that his equipment wasn't functioning. But if it was, they would have definitely had sex. And they definitely did things together. I know it, because he demonstrated it for me. He demonstrated what my mom did or tried to do with him. Yeah, that's how fucked up he is and twisted in the head. Later, after rehashing and thinking about this, I figured out that he planned this. He wanted power over my mother. He wanted to isolate me from my mother, and that's why he told me. Because what he thought was going to happen, that I would believe him and then not talk to my mother and not get divorced. He then proceeded to tell my children that he was sexually assaulted by my mom. A Marine Corps combat veteran, 39 years old at the time, was assaulted by a grandmother. Think about that. And he proceeded, he almost convinced my kids that my mom went after him. And they believed him for a while. Now they don't, because he's a piece of trash. So his goal was to isolate me from my mom, ruin the relationship with my mom and my kids, so they don't have a grandmother now. I don't have my mother as support, and I was going to come running back to him, and I almost did. It takes 7 to 10 times to leave an abusive relationship. And he almost reeled me back in. But he didn't, thank goodness, and I am thriving. But there's more to this story, so stay tuned.
My husband asked for a divorce today.
Y'all, sad news, but I don't know, some of y'all probably already knew, but I didn't take it to Facebook because I don't know, I got too much family members and everything on Facebook, so I don't know. But anyway, as y'all all know, I'm married to D. And he asked for a divorce today. Am I gonna cry? No, I'm not gonna cry. But is it gonna hurt? Yep, but he asked for a divorce. I'm not gonna cry. I'm gonna go about my business. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. First off, he said it's not working out.
Hold on. A divorce? What are you talking about?
You said you wanted a divorce.
I I said I won't buy you no more Starbucks. I ain't say nothing about no divorce.
You said, I want a divorce.
I said I wasn't buying you no more Starbucks. That's what I said.
The best advice I ever got from a divorce attorney was this. He said, listen, you could use me. You could hire me. You got kids. So you're either going to pay the money that you guys have, you and your soon-to-be ex-husband, you could either use that money and hire me, and that money will go towards my kids, or you guys could figure it out and cooperate and keep that money and use it towards your kids. And that forever seared into my brain. But I do come from a family of business people, and the last thing you want is an attorney. The last thing you want is an attorney. And trust me, I have a family full of attorneys. They even say, you don't want to go to us. Like, we are your last resort. You don't want to use an attorney. You are blowing your money. You're fighting. You're being petty. And you got to just save your money. You got to be smart. You got to calm down. Like, take a breath. I don't know what to tell you, how to, like, figure that one out. But the last resort is you don't want to use an attorney. So we used a mediator, which, yes, they are a licensed attorney. But it's so much more inexpensive than hiring an attorney. So long story short, their dad and I are in financially great space right now, great relationship, because we didn't fight and we didn't lose money. Because everyone, the worst way to hit someone, I think, is in their pocketbooks. So take this advice however you want, but that's my advice.
When I first got divorced, it was the hardest part of my life. I didn't have anything. I didn't have no car. I had to start over. I literally had to sell my car. Me and my kids got on a flight with 4 suitcases and my dog, and I had to start over. I ended up having to move back with my parents. Me and my kids was sleeping in a queen size bed, all 4 of us. I was ashamed. I had to get on food stamps, and I literally had to start over. I was embarrassed. I was like, Lord, what am I going to do? I'm out here in this world. I got 3 kids. What do? I don't know. I don't even know where to begin. And I look at my life now, even though I'm not where I want to be yet, I'm grateful for the experience, and I'm grateful for where he has brought me from, y'all. Do you understand me? I almost lost my mind. I'm telling y'all, I know what you're going through. I almost lost my mind. It was times that I contemplated suicide and everything. And God has done so much in my life. And I just want to encourage y'all, like, you're going to make it through it. He brought me through it. Love y'all.
I got $35,000 in credit card debt. I'm going through a divorce. She wants me to take another half of hers, and I'm just struggling. I'm working 5 days a week. I drive truck as a local truck driver, and I just don't know where to even start at.
How much debt do you guys have as a couple?
It'll be $65,000 total.
So she has another 30.
Yes.
Okay. And their car payments?
Yes, I have a car payment. My truck payment is $970 a month.
Good God. All right. And how much is her car payment?
I'm not too sure of that. We're going through a divorce, and we're separated at this time. I had bought her a Lexus, and she had given it back to me, stuck me with that and my truck payment, plus a motorcycle payment. And I was struggling, so I traded both of my vehicles in and ended up purchasing the truck I have now. I saved myself about $500 a month doing that.
Okay, so the problem is we're working out all the debts before there's a deal cut. Every time you get something paid off or figured out, she hands you another one.
Yes.
Now, this has got to stop. You've already eaten a Lexus and a motorcycle, and now she wants you to eat 15 more of the credit card debt that's in her name.
Yes.
Do you guys have an attorney?
Yeah, we both have attorneys. I tried telling her she keep the house and everything we put into it. She keeps her debt, I keep mine. We'll go our separate ways, and she's not into it. She's not willing to work with me at all.
Okay, then I guess the judge is going to have to decide.
I'm trying to figure out what I need to do in the meantime. I have an opportunity right now to buy my own semi and go over the road and make triple what I'm making now.
No, you need to get this cleared up before you do that, because she's going to end up with half the dadgum semi.
Right, that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
I have maybe $30 right now. I'm going through it right now.
Mm-hmm. All right. And you're not driving over the road now, or you are?
That's why we're going through the divorce. We drove team over the road together, me and her together. We were racking down $250,000 a year between us both. I was sticking mine in my 401k. She was spending hers, And that's another thing she's wanting. She's wanting half of my 401k also. And we weren't even married that long, 3 years, and she's entitled to everything I put in from the date of marriage to the date of divorce.
So are you driving over the road now?
No, I'm local.
Okay, what do you make?
Right now I'm $33.22 an hour, and that is all straight pay. And
you've got an apartment?
Yes.
Okay. What's the house worth?
I just had it appraised. It appraised for $174,000.
What do you owe on it?
$132.
Okay. All right. So here's what I would do. All right. The problem with a divorce is it turns a marriage into a business transaction. And so this is now a list of debts and a list of assets that must be negotiated through. The law in most states, as you have found out, splits it down the middle. What she wants doesn't matter. What you want doesn't matter. The law is going to demand that you split it down the middle. If you come to something close to that and pre-agree to it, the judge will approve it. If you come to something way out of balance, the judge is probably not going to approve it and kick out your agreed-to settlement because it's too stupid. Right. Okay? So all of that to say, you don't need to be buying anything. If I were in your shoes, I'd sell this truck. $970 at $33 an hour is in the cray-cray zone. Look it up on Kelley Blue Book and sell it for more than you owe on it, and then get you a hoopty because you're driving truck during the day anyway. You don't need a big car right now. You got more problems than you need car, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is temporary. 1 year from today, everything's going to be changed. But temporarily, you've gotten rid of the car. Now you're down to only $35,000 worth of credit card debt and negotiating with your soon-to-be ex-wife over the 401k in the house.
Yes.
Because the credit card debt's going to be split down the middle. You're going to get your 35, she's going to get her 30. You're probably going to give up half your 401k, or you can give her a credit towards the house and sell the house.
Right.
How much is in the 401k?
35,000.
Okay. So 17 of the equity in the house can go to her instead of giving up your 401k, and sell the house and give her half plus 17, which is probably almost the whole thing. But don't let the house stay in the deal. Do not let her have the house because you're on the mortgage, and then she doesn't pay it, you're screwed. Force the sale of the house, split the proceeds minus your half of the 401k that you're going to have to give up anyway, and that way your 401k stays intact.
Yes,
you walk out of this with a 401k and only $35,000 worth of credit card debt and a hoopty. Now you can talk about going over the road and making some money and clean up the $35,000 right quick. But you're being managed by emotion because your heart's broken 1 minute, you're pissed the next minute, and you're broken, terrified the next minute.
Yes, sir.
So laying out a detailed, factual game plan with math remove some of the emotion from it, and that's what I just gave you. What I laid out is negotiable, and if she won't do it, take it before the judge. He'll make her do it.
5 things that saved my life during my divorce. So if I didn't have these things in my life while I was going through my divorce, I'm honestly not even sure where I would be today, because it was such an unexpected experience in my life, as I'm sure it was for many of us. And I just know that I need to share these just to help anyone else on their journey. So the first thing is that I had to literally distract myself and find productive ways to do so. And one of the main ways I did that was by working out. Literally, y'all, having a consistent workout routine saved me tremendously, because not only did it help me physically as far as my appearance, but it did and does so much for my mental health. For one, it literally allowed me to distract myself from any issues that I was having, and it's also a way to implement self-care for at least an hour per day. And I also figured out what type of workouts worked for me. So in case you're not someone who's a gym girly, there's literally so many avenues that you can try. You can do Pilates, you can do bar, you can do hiking, you can play tennis. Not to mention, it's gonna pump your endorphins, which are your feel-good neurotransmitters. And anything that encourages you to feel good is exactly what you need in this transition of your life. Now, my second tip is implementing and prioritizing your self-care. During this journey and phase that I went on, taking care of me was my priority, and I had to make myself a priority because I was a people pleaser, and many of us are reformed people pleasers. So we're used to putting so many other people first. So I'm not gonna lie, it was very difficult for me to actually put myself first and not feel guilty for doing so. This is now the time for you to be unapologetic
in your self-care and in putting yourself first. And self-care comes in many different ways. Actually having a skincare routine, doing your makeup one day, actually going to therapy, or even taking yourself out to a movie date. I did so many solo movie dates and even dinner dates. These are things that make you step out of your comfort zone, but they improve who you are as a woman overall. Now, my next tip is to journal. Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I was not a big journaler, so I do understand people who may say journaling is not for them. But one thing that helped me heavily was my 5-minute journal, because it actually gives you prompts in the inside. So you write what you're grateful for, what will make today great. You write a daily affirmation. Then at the end of the day, you come back and you write your highlights of the day and what did you learn today. And there's also quotes in each one. No way, this is the quote for today. Are you kidding? It says, out of your vulnerabilities will come your strength. How fitting. That literally speaks to me, because if I'm being honest, I was so scared to actually share and be vulnerable with you guys on this platform. So wow. And with that, I also have to highlight therapy. My next tip will be to stay busy. You have to keep yourself focused and entertained, because whenever you have too much downtime or alone time is when everything negative begins. You start to overthink, you start to self-doubt. So it's so important for you to stay busy, and I promise you the healing will progress. And my last tip would be to read and rely on God. He will not give you a battle that you cannot fight. And you have to trust that God put you in this position for a reason. And I eventually identified what my reason was, which literally helped me heal so much. So if y'all do want me to share what I realized my reason was, then let me know down in the comments. But those are 5 tips that helped me on becoming the woman that my future self will think.
So that's it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. And as always, stay tuned for the next video. Peace.